So Chris, tell me about this room.
This was just a hallway in. We had a little small unit here with kettle, coffee, tea, sugar.
So this is where they made their sandwiches and had a drink.
Yeah.
And
so if anyone wanted a bit of a brew or anything while they were doing a bit of archery, then this is where they'd come stand here. And this was just simply just a hallway to come in. We had reception over this side, and then this way down towards the toilets. So this was basically just a walkway.
Just a walkway, but they definitely took advantage of the facilities what they had here.
Yeah.
And obviously I'm looking up now, and you know the electrics. You're trying to rewire everywhere, and so how much damage did this room actually take?
This room was a lot of it was just smoke.
Okay.
This room was just black. This was washed down 2 or 3 times before it all had to be repainted again.
Sure.
All the electrics are dangling because all of them all need to be taken out for a full rewire again in the whole building.
Yeah, sometimes though smoke can cause more damage than anything else. All water, especially if the fire brigade's been here, and the water damage after. It's not just the fire itself, it's the aftermath as well, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean all the skating boards have all gone because of the water, not because of the fire. So they've all gone. They're all brand new skating boards needing putting on. Basically every room washed, painted. We had teams and teams and teams of people washing walls, and some of them, like this one, was 2 or 3 times being washed down with sugar soap and scourers and.
Sure, and that takes time as well, doesn't it? Manpower, lots of time, but also finance as well. If you're coating it 2 or 3 times, this all mounts up, doesn't it? To the cost of what it's going to take to actually fully repair this club. Should we go to the next room?
Yeah.
We can have a look. Okay, so this is quite a large room. So what was in here?
This room was still under construction. I had a bit of plastering to do on the back wall. This is going to be, was and still is going to be the community cafe.
Okay.
So we can have it for spectators, parents, people who go and play on the park if they want to pop in and have a brew.
Sure.
Then they can do. So it'll be kitted out with tables. We'll have a little children's play area. Where they can go and play toys, chalkboard, all that kind of thing, just to keep them entertained.
Right, so you was actually constructing this, designed it and constructed it to be a community cafe.
Yes.
And that was in the process whilst you had this huge brewery and those 4 fires.
Yeah.
And looking at the damage, it's pretty bad, isn't it? Looking around, and it's going to take a lot of work to repair.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of it, again, we've had to remove all of the plaster. With the ceilings being brushed down twice, the plaster all here on the back, right the way through into the back part, the plaster's actually had to be removed off the wall because the heat has made it all bubble.
Right.
So we've had to strip it right the way down to the brick. It'll all be replastered again. Yeah. It's just a lot of work. Yeah, and
where was obviously, it's not just damage of the building, but equipment as well.
Yeah, I mean a lot of the equipment was stolen. The stuff that wasn't stolen has been damaged because of the heat, because the limbs on the bows are quite fragile anyway, so with the heat it's actually caused them to twist. So they stole about half of the bows that we had in the club. The rest of them were just scattered through this room and then into the other room that we're going to go into in a minute. So a lot of them were just dropped all over the floor. The heat's got hold of them, and when I've tested them, once we've got in and cleaned everything up, none of them were safe to use, so they've all been destroyed and got rid of.
Right. With old school archery, I've done archery a little bit, but with old school archery, it's mainly wood based anyway. There's no carbon fibre really, it's all wood. And the arrows are designed and to match whatever bow they have, and they're all wood as well. And so the damage, the heat damage alone could destroy something, never mind fire, things like this.
Well, I mean, all of the limbs, I had 1 set of limbs out of 28 that seemed to be fine. There's no twists in them, no delamination, no nothing. All the rest of them, we've literally had to cut through them all with a saw, bag them all up to the dump they go. So it's literally what they haven't stolen is broken, so it's kind of, we had half of our equipment stolen, the other half of it is just unusable.
Yeah,
not safe.
unusable due to fire, due to damage, smoke, heat, and possible water as well. It's an absolute tragedy. Absolute tragedy. Can we have a look at the other room?
Yeah.
Where you also stored some equipment as well.
Yeah.
The walls are just, it's unbelievable. Holes in the ceiling. Okay, so we're in quite a large room here. You're doing a lot of work to it at this moment. Tell me about this room.
So this was our indoor range. We used this mainly for like beginners. If the weather was bad through the winter, we'd use like beginners courses in here.
Right.
When we have small teams, because we do a lot of events for children who either SEN, autism charities, different disability things. We do band brothers, band sisters, help heroes, all them kind of things. Sometimes you can't do it outside because they're not possible for them to get outside. So we have this small indoor range where we can do it all in here. So it wasn't used a massive amount, but it was.
But the purpose of using it was huge.
Yes.
Because accessibility, especially if you're a person living with a disability, access is the biggest issue.
Yeah.
And so even if even if you're not using this a lot, it's still an integral part of the club, because there are not many clubs out there. I know I've been to a few archery clubs that struggle for wheelchair access and things like this, and you have it here.
Yeah.
And so tell me about the loss. I know it's really hard for you to kind of, to talk about, but it's something that everyone needs to know. And how does it make you feel?
When I first turned up here at 2:30, I was done. It kind of broke me.
Yeah.
So for maybe 2 hours, 3 hours, I was like, right, I can't do it anymore. It's took me months and months. It took me nearly 2 years to get it up to where it was already.
Yeah.
And then I had a realisation that it's not my club. I'm the owner of it, but there's hundreds, thousands of people who use it every year.
Yeah.
I mean, we do a big event that's due on in August, which I'm hoping to be back up with. We have about 1,000 people in through the door in one day.
Wow.
And that's people of all ages, all abilities. It doesn't make any difference. As long as you can pick a bow up, we can make you be able to shoot one.
Yeah.
So I mean, just that one event, that's 1,000 people. Then we have all of the charities that we run with that we can't do events with at the minute, not only because we've got no equipment for them to use, we've also got no facilities that they can use at the minute. So
because the damage of what has happened has caused not only the equipment to be stolen, but huge amounts of damage to the building that needs to be up to a standard for people then to enter safely and for them to utilise it.
Because I mean, at the minute we've got toilets because we've got running water, but we've got no electric, so people can't use the toilets because that's not safe. We've got this room, which it looks well lit now, but again, no electric, so it's still not safe. So the building itself is now back to when we took over the lease 2 years ago, where we can't let members of the public in here because, well, for one, it's back to a construction site and it's just not safe. So now we've opened up for members to do their sessions over the top, so the members aren't massively affected by it. But they are missing out on me as a coach because I'm in here for 14 hours a day.
Sure, and also I believe as well your coaching equipment got stolen as well.
Yes, my personal equipment, the coaching equipment, all my coaching toolbox, everything was stolen. So back to square one of no equipment, nothing. Really.
Yeah, it's just heartbreaking. It's absolutely heartbreaking. So what have the community been like in regards to, you had this burglary, it's been a huge burglary plus fires as well. How have the community helped you as well?
I was shocked with the community. I mean, I know Runcorn's a bit hit and miss, and you get the really bad stories and you very rarely get the really good stories. And I suppose that's the same with any area. But for the amount of people who've sent me messages, I must have had 200-300 notifications for the first week a day. I was getting 200-300 notifications a day. Can we come and help? I'm a plasterer. I can do this. I can do that. I can do this. And to be honest, it was more, I was getting more notifications than I could deal with myself.
Right. Sometimes it can be overwhelming.
Yeah, so I mean, I was trying to, the day after the fire, I had to go through and find out what had been stolen and what hadn't been stolen, what had been damaged, and I needed to make lists of it all. And then I was getting people, saying, can I come and help? Can I come and do this? Come and help wash the walls down. In the end, it was just like, right, so I've done one day where I had nobody here, so I could go through what was missing.
Yeah.
Which I'm still, to this day now, I'll go, oh well, I've got one of them, I'll go and grab one.
Yeah.
And then I'll go to grab it and I'll go, actually, no, I don't have one. That's another thing. So
Yeah. And also with the damage as well, it's everywhere, isn't it?
But I mean, like, even all my tools were down here, my personal tools, the tools that were bought through the club to get them all up and running, they're either broken, stolen, because electrics don't really like water. So a lot of it is that, and then I'm having to go out and buy all of that, or borrow it all, and things like having the doors redone after the fire, we had ripped it down. I had a plane here, and then I needed to borrow a plane, so I had to put a shout out. And
asking people to actually kind of borrow some tools for us to even just try and get this back to how it was.
Yeah, and then there's like there's businesses and other charities, and they do a park run just over just outside. Because of the bad weather we had a couple of weeks ago, they cancelled the park run because it wasn't safe. And then they said, right, we'll cancel the park run, but if you want to do something, come into the archery club.
Right.
You can come and help push down walls.
Sure.
We had about 40 people in here.
That's fantastic, isn't it?
I mean, the likes of like Tom, who's holding your camera, he's been in here pretty much every day since it happened, doing stupidly long hours. And then we've got there's other members, not members, other members of the public who've just come in to help. And again, it's like some of them are doing this on a day off and then going to work full time.
Well, that just shows you, though, what this club means to your community, because it's used by your community. It is a hub in a way, and it's an archery hub where people can come who've never shot an arrow before, but can have a cup of tea and just talk to people, and it's a way of them getting out and communicating, as well as if they wanted to go on the 2 acres you have outside and do some outdoor shooting, or come in and do some shooting in here as well. And it's absolutely devastating, and I hope that I can do as much as I can in regards to this. I know we have a couple of stories from members who this club means everything to them. But you also mentioned to me the organisation that you probably won't be able to help anymore due to the time frame and the cost of what it's going to take to get backed up there. Can you just tell me a little bit about them?
Yeah, so we do, like I said before, we do quite a few autism charities. We get groups of people, normally between 10 and 18 people, to come, from the ages of 8 really all the way up to mid-teens. So we had an event on for one of them, which was due end of last week, which we've had to cancel because we've got no equipment for it, which isn't really what we wanted to do, but we haven't got any option but to cancel.
Sure.
And then we've got another one due. This is an external one, so we go to them. It's a university, an SEN university in Liverpool. Only has a very small number of people, has about 27 students in there. But they're booked on for an event at the end of this month, so if I can get equipment by the end of this month, then we can go and do it.
Let's talk about numbers though, who are going to miss out.
Potentially thousands per year. We do a lot of events. We do members. We've got over 100 members, so they're all missing out at the minute because they get access to here, but they don't get as much access because the equipment that they use to borrow.
And it's unsafe as well, and no electricity. So it's not only affecting members, it is affecting the community and organisations and charities around Runcorn and Cheshire, which is absolutely heartbreaking, isn't it? I know we've got a couple of places to have a quick look at, so you'd like to show me to the next room.
Yeah, I mean this next room was the room that they done quite a lot of damage in. It was used as a temporary office. So we had a desk, 5 they set fire to the desk in the filing cabinet. There was a safe that wasn't used behind the door, which they actually dug out of the floor.
Yeah.
And in the end, it was so badly damaged by both the water and the fire that we've had to strip every bit of plaster out of it down to bare brick, even the ceiling, the walls, the floor, everything's all had to go.
Yeah.
So this is getting a lot of work done in here as well.
And you can tell as well, it's such a small room, but it would take a lot of cost and a lot of time, a lot of effort to get it back to the standard that you need it to be. And such a small room, but it's so an integral part of the club as well, just a small room. And that's the heartbreaking part of it, is each room has a purpose for this club, and you no longer have that purpose at this moment in time due to 7 individuals, did you say?
Yeah,
7 individuals. Okay, why don't you just show me outside just for a little sec, and you can show me where you shoot outside.
Yeah.